And if you don't bloom, you are going in the trash, going in the trash, going in the trash. Hey guys, it's me Astrid, and it's definitely time for another orchid update. I'm pretty excited this month being April. There's a lot of stuff going on with my Catasetums. There's a lot of stuff in spike, and it's really great. I have just recently gotten like kind of a little Dendrobium haul. I think I might do another short video on that. But yeah, I want to show you around my plant collection, so let's get started. Okay, so we got a lot of greenery going on down here. It's looking pretty good. One thing that's given me a little tiny bit of hope lately is that I think my Ivanagar apple blossom may be producing a spike. Do you see that? It hasn't bloomed for me since I got it 2 years ago, probably due to a long readjustment period to get into semi-hydro, probably because I didn't fertilize it. I don't really know, but hopefully it'll bloom. And this also, it's like a dried up sheath, but there's something substantial in it, so that might also be a bloom. Hopefully that'll work out. Some more obvious spikes are here. This is my little cup full of Dendrobium cakeys, and these are from like a Denberry Oda or something like that, and for whatever reason they just put out 2 spikes. They are individual growths. These are 1, 2, 3, 4 completely separate cakeys that I just potted together, and they've already bloomed a couple times, so that's pretty cool. I'll show you the flowers when they bloom for sure. Next we've got my Dendrobium Proud Appeal Ace. This one is actually blooming, and I could never get like a clear image of what the flowers look like online. So I'm really excited to see what this will actually turn out to look like. It looks like it's going to have some pink pigments already, and that's pretty exciting. I was really like just surprised, pleasantly surprised to see that this is in spike. We also have a little tiny funny spike coming off of this Dendrobium. It's like one of my little den phals. It might be something similar to Den Polar Fire or whatever, but it's put out one little spike off this growth, and now it's putting a little tiny spike off of this growth. I'm not worried about letting it bloom or stressing out the plant because I think it's only going to be one flower, but it does that. It's such a funny little plant. Okay, so next we've got my Dendrobium Firewings. My friend Jason gave me a division of this, and it has 2 spikes going right now. This plant is such a vigorous grower and a vigorous bloomer. Like, when Jason gave me this plant, he divided it in half, and it had a spike on it, and I let it sit in a plastic bag on the floor for a week because I was studying for school. I couldn't be bothered to repot it. It bloomed, thrived, canes didn't shrivel. Like, it was like a miracle plant. So when this blooms, it's gonna be a very nice display. Usually it has a higher flower count per spike, but I'm pleased with this nonetheless. Okay, next we've got my Foul Sogo Grape. This one put out 2 spikes for me, and I'm pretty pleased. It looks like I'm gonna get 2 blooms on this one, maybe 4 on this one. This has bloomed a slightly different color for me every single time. The first time I had it, it was like this rich, solid, absolute purple, and then it's a sequential bloomer, so it bloomed off the end of that spike. The flower was paler the next time it was darker, it was speckled. They always bloom a little differently, so I'm really excited to see how the flowers come out there. Next I've got my beast plant. You can see like this is larger than my hand. This is my Foul Stewartiana, and it looks like this spike is actually branching. I've never had a Phalaenopsis branch its spikes for me. I've never had any of my orchids do this, so I'm really excited. When I bought it, the spikes were this big, branched out, and it was an amazing display, so I'm really excited. And we've also got this other little spike right here, and I can't tell if these are this here and this here, if they're buds or if they're off branchings that are gonna be kind of spectacular. I love this plant though, and check out the roots. This thing is a freak beast. Isn't that great? And let's look at my Catasetums. So I've got a bunch of Catasetums that are kind of getting ready to repot. I might make a video on repotting them or not, I don't know, but I am going to make a video soon discussing the pros and cons of growing them in sphagnum moss or not. So you guys can look forward to that. And yeah, I wanted to show you finally the blooms that I've got going now. Here's my blooming table. I can't take credit for any of the blooms except for this Phalaenopsis. This is my garbage fowl. I think you saw her in bloom in the last video, and she's just doing lovely. She dropped one flower, but the rest are going strong. And her root system is pretty good. Not as good as the Phalaenopsis though. Here's this pink Miltoniopsis. This stays in bloom, like, this is one of my favorite orchids ever, but it always dies for me. As people know, Miltoniopsis are kind of finicky. But I love these flowers. I want to get a tattoo of one of these flowers because they're so pretty. They stay in bloom 6 to 8 weeks, so even though they always die, for me anyway, and these flowers are fading, even though that's the case, it's still a lovely plant, and I buy it every time I see it without exception. Here's this one, but here you can see the lips are kind of going on these. Now here's my new Dendrobiums. I posted about these on Orcaholics Anonymous. Fred Meyer is actually having a really nice selection of Dendrobiums recently. I saw at multiple Fred Meyer stores just tons of these little kind of, I think these are Den Phals. But yeah, I can tell by the canes that they're not like Den Noblies or something like that. They look like Den Phals in the canes, and in the blooms they kind of look like Den Phals. So that's what I'll stick to. This one is my favorite. I think it's actually fragrant. It's really, really nice. But the problem is that on all of these, the blooms are kind of drooping and fading, and I think it's prematurely. So I think they need a repot ASAP. I just don't have any new Leica pellets, and I would convert all of these to semi-hydroponics, so we'll see. This one's really pretty too. It's got a very similar bloom with these like long lateral petals that looks a lot like the Dendrobium firewings. Less colorful and less interesting, but still really pretty, really big flowers. This one's also having a bud blast. I think the shipping or something might have been hard on it. This is another one that I thought was really pretty, so I spent like $80 on these. They were 20 bucks a piece. I went a little nuts. And for some reason my boyfriend was like, oh yeah, I'll stay with you even though I saw you go insane over orchids. This one has a really textured lip. I loved that, and I loved like the pale, gentle purple color. Really, really pretty. But also, it had a new growth just straight up rot off. So these definitely need a repot soon. I'm not too worried because even if they get like no roots, I'm confident that I can reroot them. It'll be fine, but they're not in the best shape. And lastly, there's this amazing one. Look at the bloom count. I wish I could somehow like separate out these spikes so you could really see the flowers, but this is kind of like a spatulata hybrid. These are like antelope dendrobiums. They have a lot of different kind of names people call them by, but when they bloom, they have their lateral petals are really short. They're about the same length as the sepals, but then after a few days they start growing out and they will start spiraling themselves, as you can see. This one doesn't have the most amazing spiral, but it does have like cute little donkey ears, and I can't get enough of it. And the bloom count, like this is so floriferous, and this one's doing the best out of all the new Dendrobiums I got, so I'm really stoked on this plant. And how could we not have a little Budgie update? Here's Spock in her food dish, looking guilty. I don't know what's up with her. I got my Budgies this like balsa wood perch yesterday. There's Q right there. And they've been destroying it. They absolutely love this balsa wood. They chew it up and chew and chew and chew. They seem really happy. There's Data over there being handsome. Oh, you handsome man. What a sweet little bird. He's the cutest. He'll step up very daintily. No, he doesn't want to. And then, oh, there's Quark. He's my nervous boy. I love all of these birds so much. Isn't that right, Spock? Even you. Even when you're mean, huh? Yeah, even when you're mean. So, that was a little plant update for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking as forward to the spikes blooming that I have as I am. I'm real stoked about it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and may all your blooms come in with high numbers, and may none of your buds blast. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.